Hello everybody, what's happening? Welcome into the stream. I'm not sure when it's going to happen, but I'm going to be getting a phone call back soon. So when it does come on, I'll have to go off the mic. But I'll still be playing, okay? Just having a quick drink. So in this, you actually get to start all the way from 1047. As you see from the start of it already, let's just start from there, all the way from the beginning of the campaign.
Before Guillaume could join with his liege's army, he needed to gather his own men and organize them into fighting order. To do this, he first needed to get a lay of the land. A collection of large rocks caught Guillaume's eye. Wary of hidden threats, he decided to investigate. Guillaume discovered a recently abandoned camp. A closer look would determine which direction the men went. Happy knowing that his men were nearby, Guillaume refocused his attention. Guillaume set off in search of his men, scouting the surroundings as he moved.
Use your right stick to rotate the camera, zoom in and out. Click your right stick in to reset it. Use your left stick to move the camera, and then select A to select a unit. You can do a normal order with A, or you can do an attack move with X.
With each gallop of his horse's hooves, more of Guillaume's land was revealed to him.
Prêt suis pour Normandie. Chavez avant.
Guillaume had found his spearmen. However, they would need to be organized and prepared for battle, after which he could continue searching for the rest of his forces. With his spearmen found, Guillaume was one step closer to reclaiming his dukedom. First, he would need to organize them under his command. Only then could he continue his search for the rest of his forces. He gathered his spearmen and coordinated them into proper rank and file.
Si.
Guillaume knew that his men would need to follow his every command in the coming battle, and so he assigned them as a group under his control.
This is what I need to do. OT and RT, there we go, yeah.
Guillaume's spearmen were now a respectable fighting unit. It was time to march on in search of more reinforcements. Guillaume's cousin and treacherous rebel Guy de Bourgogne had erected a wooden palisade along the path in an attempt to halt Guillaume's progress. However, this was no problem for his spearmen, who destroyed it with ease. An enemy patrol had been scouting the area. Guillaume knew that his spearmen were the perfect counter and saw this as an opportunity to test their mettle. With his spearmen now proven in battle, Guillaume and his men moved on.
Ben safe vostre commande. With honor et force. Ben safe vostre commande.
Well, that was easy.
Tuit confundisunt. Tuit disrumpusunt. Urvus movets. Ur Andrei.
A group of enemy archers blocked Guillaume's path. He knew their long range would give them a distinct advantage over his spearmen. As luck would have it, a regiment of his loyal horsemen had been spotted close by. Guillaume once again proved he was a shrewd tactician. He knew his horsemen had the speed to run down and defeat the much slower archers. With his horsemen now battle-hardened, Guillaume focused on locating his own regiment of archers.
With honor et force. Arrestul.
Pardon me. Pardon me.
Guillaume found his archers hidden within a quiet village. They reported that a group of enemy spearmen were on their way to secure the area. Guillaume noticed the hill nearby and knew it would be a perfect spot for an ambush.
Ambula. Archer, in avant.
Guillaume's plan once again proved true. His archers shot down the enemy spearmen from their strategic position. With his forces now gathered under his command, Guillaume prepared to rendezvous with his ally, King Henri I of France.
Ah.
Parates servientes. Homes preparate.
Uth la Dieu merci. Pour André. Tuit sunt dégasté. Sergeant, mut me place vostre compagnie. Suez, attendun.
Now bolstered by his liege's forces, Guillaume marched to battle.
Legere chose est faire ce que dei.
The time had finally come. Guy and his rebel army stood in open defiance against the combined forces of Guillaume and King Henri. Guillaume had mastered numerous skills, and now it was time to put those skills to the test. Henri had granted Guillaume the right to initiate the attack, and on his order, the fight for his dukedom would begin.
Si, cavallarios parats.
It was during this battle that Guillaume first demonstrated his prowess as a warrior of Viking descent. He single-handedly turned the tide of battle and inspired his men to victory.
Prêt suis pour Normandie. Prêt suis pour Normandie.
Sagitta in arco.
Uth la Dieu merci.
With his forces depleted, Guy de Brion was utterly defeated and fled. It was said that the dead were so numerous they floated downstream and clogged the local water wheel. It was this victory at Valesdune where Guillaume first displayed his militaristic genius and demonstrated his fighting prowess. It was here that he established himself as the undisputed Duke of Normandy.
I'm gonna look at this because I know pretty much what to do in this game, so. Battle of Hastings.
On October 14th, 1066, William of Normandy stood ready for battle at the base of a hill. The high ground belonged to King Harold of England and his Anglo-Saxon army. Here, on this hilltop, the fate of England would be decided.
Doneți moi vos adviți.
Odite, servientes!
In continu. Lavis nos
William's Norman army made the first charge, launching a direct assault on the shield wall.
vostro servizio.
Though William's army fought fiercely against the shield wall, it would not yield. As one man fell, another took his place. Overlapping shields in tight formation made for a near impenetrable barrier. Realizing his army could not break the shield wall, William called for a retreat. William's feigned retreat was working. The Anglo-Saxon army broke their shield wall formation, leaving gaps for William to make a move. With Harold's men no longer in shield wall formation, William could pick them off as they charged. The Anglo-Saxons had deployed rows of spearmen to push back the invaders. But William had an answer. His sharp-eyed archers. Anglo-Saxon archers joined the fray, and the Normans' deadly cavalry ready to charge. At first, William's forces had to eliminate the enemy spearmen, whose sturdy polearms could easily bring down a horse. With the threat of spearmen cleared from the field, William's cavalry was free to charge at the Anglo-Saxon archers. The Anglo-Saxon army was in disarray. Their shield wall had been neutralized, and their numbers were dwindling. Now the only thing standing between William and victory was King Harold himself.
Goodbye, King Harold.
The Anglo-Saxon King Harold had fallen. In the confusion, some loyal soldiers fought to the death, while others scattered in panic. At the Battle of Hastings, the death of one man changed the course of history. The Anglo-Saxon King Harold was killed here, on England's south coast. His army defeated by William of Normandy. Anglo-Saxon rule was over forever. At Westminster Abbey on Christmas Day 1066, William was crowned the first Norman King of England. Now he had to secure power across the country. He began by stamping his mark on the landscape, building cathedrals and castles at strategic locations. Nothing like them had been seen in England before. They reminded the Anglo-Saxon population exactly who was in charge. But not all were content with living under Norman rule. Anglo-Saxon revolts broke out across the country. King William acted quickly to crush these rebellions. But there was one region where dissent was spiraling out of control: the north of England. In 1069, a group of lords from Northumbria formed an alliance with Viking invaders. Together they approached Norman-held York, a large city with an important cathedral, still protected by ancient Roman walls. But the walls couldn't save York. The city and the castle fell to the rebels. William's new kingdom was under threat. He had to get the city back under Norman control. William had no choice but to order his men north. But as the Norman forces set off on their long march towards York, how much resistance from the rebels would they encounter? William the Conqueror marched north, with his army of Normans determined to take back the rebel-held city of York. But in his path stood rebel towns that harboured William's northern enemies. He would take the towns back by force.
I remember this mission. Yeah, this is a story mode. Hello, Red. What's happening? I thought you'd be on your other one and she'd get ad free. Yeah, this is the story mode. It starts out with the rise of the Duke of Normandy, basically. The tutorial takes you up to the Battle of Hastings in 1066. And then the main campaign starts from the Battle of Hastings in 1066 and onwards. I found out how to do some shortcuts now as well, which is what I wanted to find out. That's why I ran back through the tutorial. Like how to group all your units together, for example. Once you've selected all of them, you push left and right trigger. Okay, why didn't that one get included? Yeah. Select all of them, do your left and right trigger, and then push A to save them into there. And then to just select them again, you do both the triggers and up on the D-pad. No. Do both the triggers. No. Just... Fuck it, why did it do that for? Yeah. Do both the triggers and push up on the D-pad and push A. Oh yeah. However, you select all of your units, and then it should have it on your screen. You see there in the top right corner. Mine is left and right trigger, push them together. I don't know why it's not fucking working. Hang on. Military center. What the fuck? There we go. Yeah. So then you push A and it comes up.
Lancier sparate. Bene. Obeio.
Acces vos, compagnon.
I do like Age of Empires though, this is one of my preferred games back in the day.
The Normans captured the town of Middlethorpe, establishing their presence in the north. With reinforcements to his army soon arriving, William would need more resources to supply them.
Sultan! Apertisez votre courage, compagnon! Escoltez.
Si. Edifico.
Che? Laburo!
Che? Laburo.
Ubi vado? Edifico.
Spero.
Perfect!
What?
Paraz. Massone.
Ah, finit.
The Norman army was now well supplied by a town, but it would take a sustained effort to keep the army at full strength.
Reinforcements have arrived. There we go.
Another rebel town, Fulford, stood in defiance to William's rule.
Attendez les commandements. Incontinent. Je suis votre serveuse.
Mais.
Mandements.
Once they've built that, then they'll go and build up the walls.
Vado labura. Perfecté.
Soyez prest, compagnon. Soyez prest, compagnon. Acces vos, compagnon. Incontinent.
It makes a change in playing something else, doesn't it? Follow me.
Io massono la cose. Cose sarà massonata. Io massono la cose. Vado a lavorare.
Comprendo.
Cose sarà massonata. Cose sarà massonata. Vado a lavorare. Io massono la cose. Io massono la cose. Vado a lavorare. Cose sarà massonata. Cose sarà massonata. Io massono la cose. Vado a lavorare. Io massono la cose. Cose sarà massonata. Vado a lavorare. Vado a lavorare.
Intendo.
Io massono la cose.
Vale.
Cose sarà massonata. Cos'è sarà massonata?
Ok.
Io ma sono la cose.
Bene.
Vado lavorare.
Vale.
Vado lavorare. Io ma sono la cose. Cos'è sarà massonata?
Comprendo.
Cos'è sarà massonata? Vado lavorare.
Bene.
Io ma sono la cose.
Ok.
Cos'è sarà massonata? Io ma sono la cose. Vado lavorare. Cos'è sarà massonata? Vado lavorare.
Oh, ran out of wood. Fucking hell.
Io ma sono la cose. Labour spérance. Inhérence. Retourno comme ma affect. Si, comprendo. Si, bene. Secco materia. Camino. Monacial pour la materia.
Je veux vos obéir.
Quedme.
Cavalario parti. Cavalario parat. Quedmandes.
Attendez les commandements. Apertisez votre courage, compagnon.
Cursor obéissance. En boulot.
La cena, Fedora.
Commandes. Cavallo ici. Oye, oye. Commandes. Certe. Si sommes. Quoi de labour? Anas la carna.
Que demandes? Cavalparat. Si voleis.
Expect. Escolte bene. Io ma sono la cose.
Hommes sont ici! Si? Comprendo!
Oh shit.
L'heure est de besogne. Avant, compagnon.
Ecce demande. Parat pour venir. Vado lavorare. Tutto di te. Cos'è sarà massonata?
Vale.
Mais plecte.
Ecce l'imandement.
Ascolte bene. Io ma sono la cose.
Ci sommes. Buona sial pour la materia.
Buon lavoro. E ce li mandement.
Tendo.
Vado a lavorare. Sì, bene. Cos'è sarà massonata?
Ok.
Mi plecta. Tutto di te. Vado a lavorare. Mi plecta. Secco materia. Ascolte bene.
Vale.
Io ma sono la cose.
Yeah, I don't know what you wrote when you said games making, because it come up with asterisks and LOL, so I'm not actually sure what you wrote there, mate.
Buon lavoro. Buona sial pour la materia. Cos'è sarà massonata? Mi plecta. Retourno comme materia.
Vale.
Pardon me.
Vado a lavorare. Mi plecta. Secco materia.
Ok.
Retourno comme materia.
So if I do this now, I should be able to do that. Yeah, that's gonna save so much time. Yeah, I was saying about you wrote the message about games making, and then they come up with asterisks and LOL. So I don't actually know what you wrote there. I'm sorry, man. I was also talking about being able to group the buildings together. Look, save having to sit there and piss around. Selecting the individual buildings. I just select it, hold the left trigger, select that one, and then do whatever that is in the top corner to group them together. And I put them there. See?
Buone sunt ici. Cos'è sarà massonata?
Arquière parade.
Ah, Félicette Béate.
Quid ordines?
Arco parade. Tourma.
L'heure est de besogne. Quando je commande, avant.
Zagita in arco.
Quid ordines?
Tankier parade. Vale.
Quid mandes?
Mandes qued. Parats pour la qued, mais... Come sono le cose? Bene. Mais plecte. Labour Spérance. Mandes qued. Monacial pour la matéria.
Que mandes?
Sit there and build up a massive force. And by the time I get over there, I shouldn't have to worry about
Arquière parade.
I shouldn't have to worry about if I lose a couple of soldiers on the way.
Vale.
Access mets vos, compagnon.
Quid mandes?
Vale.
Cavallerio parade.
Tourma.
Bene udite.
Certes.
Tankier parade.
Soyez prest, compagnon. Votre jetzt pense à moi. En votre service. Avant, compagnon. Access mets vos. C'est comme vos voldres. Votre jetzt pose à moi.
Let's see what's over here.
Quando je commande, avant. Avertissez votre courage, compagnon. Si comme vos voldres. Avertissez votre courage, compagnon.
Oh, what did I do that for?
Attendez les commandements. Je suis votre serveuse. Incontinent.
With the Fulford rebels eliminated, William was one step closer to York. Knowing he would face strong resistance in the city, William prepared to bolster his cavalry. With their stables in place, the Normans could add more cavalry to their army. William's reinforcements from the south had arrived, adding vital numbers to his Norman army.
Soyez prest, compagnon.
Tourma.
Attendez les commandements. Avant, compagnon.
Look at the size of that army, that's crazy.
In ayuda!
Qu'il soit vaincu, Cheftas.
William's ultimate goal was within his grasp. All that remained was to enter York and destroy its keep.
Cheftas.
Yeah, slow down, mate. I need to upgrade my units first.
Retrayez vos amours. Incontinent.
Au nord-est d'Obaïr. Incontinent.
The Norman army came under attack from a new enemy, the Danes.
Give me a second, people.
William's army held back the Danes' attack, but they threatened to return unless William paid them in gold.
Bene udite. Comprendo.
Donnez moi vos advices. L'heure est de besoigner. Si comme vos voldrez. Quand je commande, avante. Quand je commande, avante. Retraignez vos à moi. Je suis votre serveuse. Si très
The Normans discovered the source of the Dane threat, an outpost on the water. William had a choice: bypass the encampment, destroy it, or pay the Danes the gold they demanded. In destroying the Dane outpost, William stripped the rebels of a crucial ally.
Avant, compagnon.
Homes, preparate.
L'heure est de besoigner. Avertissez votre courage, compagnon. Quand je commande, avante. Entrez. Soyez prest, compagnon. Retraignez vos à moi. Access vos, compagnon.
Bien, oui.
Colones, paredes. Endo. Cose sarà ma sonata. Endo. Senten calculen laus. Returno con materia. Comprendo.
Attendez les commandements. Avant, compagnon. Avertissez votre courage, compagnon. Quand je commande, avant, pour votre service. Avant, compagnon. Retrayez vos à moi.
The Norman army poured into York and began sacking the town as they bore down on the keep.
Francis.
Avertissez votre taille, compagnon.
Qu'il soit vaincu.
The keep fell to the Norman army, and York was secured. Norman domination over England was marked by their imposing castles and new laws. But one passion of theirs also impacted the land: hunting.
And I am back once again. What is happening, everybody?
William the Conqueror had recaptured York from the rebels. Now he wanted to teach them a lesson for defying him. He began a brutal campaign of destruction to crush any further resistance, known as the Harrying of the North. Villages and crops were destroyed. It is said 100,000 people were killed. With ruthless efficiency, William the Conqueror had secured obedience in his new kingdom. But it wasn't to last. It would be thrown into chaos by his own children.
Turning the pages of history.
When William the Conqueror died in 1087, his favorite son succeeded him, King William II, known as William Rufus. But 13 years into his reign, disaster struck. While out hunting, he was killed. William's youngest brother took his place as King Henry I. But there was a problem. At the time, Henry's elder brother, Robert, Duke of Normandy, had been on crusade. When he returned, he was furious that Henry had grabbed the throne. From Normandy, Robert attempted to invade England to claim the crown from his brother. But he failed and returned home. In retaliation, Henry struck back. In a reversal of 1066, he crossed the Channel and invaded Normandy, intent on undermining his brother Robert's rule. His first target was Bayeux. This rich and splendid in the brotherly feud.
Strelbora, Zinde. Yes!
As Henry set his sights on burning Bayeux, more reinforcements arrived to join his army.
Let's do this.
At mina wörde fäll. Och redet nu, Tulkas. Certes. I shall leda jag. Fortfarande fräcke. Ni får er röjtande!
Sois reçois, et chef Henry!
The English approached Bayeux and saw that its towering stone walls would not be breached by manpower alone. Henry would need siege equipment and a defensible location to construct it.
Alright, no worries, mate. All good.
It's living to here. Here!
was wrong. It could be destroyed by manpower. See?
Bayer's walls had failed, and Henry's men could now storm the city. Robert's garrison made a last stand to defend Bayeux, but Henry would show no mercy in cutting them down and burning their city.
Look at that, I destroyed the village before I even sat there. I breached the gates before I even took the village over. That's crazy.
Henry now called for the services of a blacksmith to bolster the siege effort.
What's our faith, eh?
Yeah, we have. Yes. Bayonet men, strela fuse.
Nu, Tulkas, setetja, fortfarande fräckes, mit baldenes.
Your way, you are. Kenneth Opa. Each timber thanks.
Pardon me.
Yeah, Charles Thorfende Heston. Yes. Eat your work, huh? Yes, sir. There you work, huh?
With a blacksmith on hand, Henry's infantry would soon be ready to construct siege equipment.
Yes, sir. Yarrow to work. That Shula Beo Timber. Estes comende. That Shule Beo Timber.
Look, jag vet ni ready, fräckes. I shall leda jag.
Idzie bruke dat.
Yari to work.
You silly.
It is Caesar for actors. Ut readeth nu, Tullis.
And you were, yeah?
Bettina. Here a thopper. Each a worker. Yes, sir. West Bengala.
Beod me. Then Hester.
Each. That Shule Bayo Timbran. What third they say?
Gareth Opa.
Each Timbra fail. Each a worker. Each a worker. Each Timbra Theos.
Charles hair. Catherine de Woodoo. Ietsje broek heet dat. Zo nou. Ishala. Ietsje worker.
Yes, sir. West Duhala. That Shule Bayo Timbran.
Henry's infantry could now construct battering rams, siege weapons designed to break open fortress walls.
Abuga Strelboren. Strela Fuse. Strelboren Yaru.
Oh, sick.
Strelboren Germa. Beod me. Yaru. That Timbrin shall bail. Beod me Fuse.
Look at Muthen.
It shall be Timbre this. Beodet me.
It is Caesar for actors.
Ich eo idon. Flestrel boren Yerwa.
Nu, Tulkes, set it ya. Admino order, ferm. Tandente to serve. Look at you be ready, Frekis. Certes.
Estes comende. Fetch ende Woodoo.
What's her faith, eh? Gadrian de Woodoo.
Your way, you all. Yes, sir. Each timber Theos.
Your way, you all.
And you worker. Each a willa you a Woodoo. Yes, sir. Where's the holler? Dikeum Yeseli.
There you werta.
Fair done. Each a brook head that. Each a brook head that.
What Hestes? Yes, sir. Pierusiano.
Strävårens ja.
Sir, understood.
Get thee ready for Hestes.
Did you read it, sir?
Strävårens. Sidrele.
Yes, Garwigan, Aseta.
That Timbrin Shayan Bay.
That's actually really neat that they can do that. I forgot about that.
Nu, Tulkes, setet ya.
Het ved fulldom.
With the power of battering rams, the English army could crack open Bayer's mighty walls.
Andente to serve. Folk valde Freyes, mit Baldenes. Ich live hier. Fuse to serve.
Abuga. Strävåren. Timbrek shall be. It beeth fulldom. Strävåren jaru.
Jaru Hessam.
Jaru. Stråle adose.
Look at be thee ready, Frekes.
Did you read it, sir?
Even though I don't really need to, I'm going to sit there and build up the forces a bit before I go in. Just in case.
It shall timber this. It beeth fulldom.
It is Sitha for Actus. He shall lay.
They rebuilt the walls that quick? No way.
Forwarde fräckes, mit bardenes, ich shall leve. Ut ridet nu, Tulkas.
What pestes? Thou drinkers!
Alla krigens ja! Alla schwitten! Ut ridet nu, Tulkas. Krigens stämde ner! Ich shall leve, ja!
Suckers auflegen!
Admino, Admino,
Wundervoller, himmlischer Beyonder!
Ja. Nu. Strela fuse.
Vieni, chiaro! Yeah, Potnitcher! Hast du etwas? Hashtag now!
Knitters, in den Saal!
Done it! Yeah, look at that.
As Bayeux burned and the people fled in terror, King Henry basked in the victory over his brother Duke Robert. But Henry would not stop until all of Normandy was back under the English crown.
Done it.
while Bayeux burned, King Henry pressed his advantage. Seizing key fortifications and buying the loyalty of powerful lords, Henry loosened his brother's grip over Normandy. At Tinchebray in 1106, brother would fight brother for final claim to their father's lands.
Well, that's lies, it can. I just did it.
Determined to claim Normandy and capture his brother, Duke Robert, King Henry besieged the castle at Tinchebray. But the direct assault on the formidable stone castle was failing. Unable to breach the towering walls, the king devised a new plan to capture his brother. Henry would force Robert to defend his lands from attack by razing the villages of Martigny and Fresnes.
Ut readeth nu, Tulkas.
Reader Yaru, Ichuela. Hura.
To goad Robert out of his stronghold, Henry's men would burn the village to the ground.
Get thee ready for Hestus. He shall lay. Fortwarde Freckles, mit Baldene.
Ansagen!
At mina worde, ferret. Ut readeth nu, Tulkas. Abita björna armen! Hotella! Avfinitis jæra! Grites, innerlösa! Avfinitis jæra! Grites, standen dig upp! Avfinitis jæra!
It's living!
Judaius non burden! Fortwarde Freckes, mit Baldenes!
Yes, sir!
Dresset jo! We are scared!
Und Bundestrelum! Yes,
The village of Martigny was destroyed, but still Robert did not emerge to face Henry outside the castle. Henry would have to raise the stakes. Next, he targeted the village of Fresnes. Henry could buy reinforcements from nearby allies if he could procure the gold to pay them. Henry received word that Robert had sent for a fresh army, to aid in defending his position at the castle. Henry had to eliminate these new forces before they could combine with the garrison at Tinchebray. Henry paid his ally in Tosny and received a regiment of soldiers.
Admino Werder Fereth. Admino Werder Fereth. Ich shall lead you.
By eliminating Robert's incoming army, Henry had thwarted his brother's attempt at strengthening the castle's defenses.
Alles Schwitze! Ich shall lead you!
At the hands of Henry's army, the village of Fresnes was in ruins. Henry sent gold to his ally in Brittany, and in return, a detachment arrived to bolster his numbers. Henry's provocations had paid off. Robert finally emerged from the castle to face his brother in open battle.
Let's do this. Get out of here.
King Henry's tactic of luring Robert into the open had worked. Henry captured his brother, and Normandy was his. William the Conqueror's sons had resolved their long feud over Normandy, with King Henry wresting possession away from his brother. But the French King Louis VI would not accept Henry's heir as the future Duke of Normandy. Henry's fragile power would face its first test, an invasion by the French king.
So you see it starts all the way from 1026, I believe. Forgive me if I'm wrong on that date. And goes all the way through the ages. And all the way through the different campaigns of the different emperors that feature in the game. Like Genghis Khan, Saladin. As you see, Henry the First. The Duke of Normandy as well. There's a lot of different aspects to this game. It's really cool.
Countryside between Normandy and France, a smouldering farmstead gave
that up.
Yes, sir. Where's the water?
Above all, the English forces in Normandy had been commanded to hold the town of Fleury and await King Henry's arrival.
A Stigeth on way.
What's their faith, eh?
As the village of Crescenville fell, all English hopes lay in holding Fleury for the king's arrival.
Lista Veras.
Estes comende. Yarwa Iowala.
Leo da Hesa. Steranda Tima.
Yes, sir. Where's the water?
Here at upper.
What's their faith?
And you work. What? Yes, sir. Well, and you work, huh?
Looks like I got him out of there just in time, didn't it? Yeah, I did. Look at that.
The town of Granville succumbed to the French, and the English were pushed back towards Fleury.
I say you leave my villagers alone.
Cometh honor.
Yes, sir. West Puhala. That Shule Bayo Timbran. What Thurfe Fay? Each Timbra face.
Pardon me.
Yaru to work.
Tjera þú.
Hestes commende. Each timbra theos. Each a worker. That's Shule Bayo Timbra. That's Shule Bayo Timbran. Each a worker.
Veradon.
At last, King Henry and his forces made their arrival at Flodden.
Get thee ready for Hestes. Sultas. Which readeth new, Tulkas.
Knowing that King Louis himself was on the field, Henry saw his chance to put England's claim to Normandy beyond doubt.
Foliende Hesa.
It is Sitha for Actus. It's Libet to hear it. Look how you ready, Freckes.
Bayo death may. Garwigan.
Nu, Tulkas, setteth ya. All is with. Yetteth thee ready for Hestes.
Yarway Yow Arler. Gungendea Akerham. On Correctcraft. Each Timbra Theos. Each a worker. Eos the lender, Cuthleach.
Yeah. Iaru.
Hot me.
Strele fuse.
Full the hit.
And your work, eh?
Sherlas der Fendi Hestum.
That's Shule Beotembrand.
Each timber of Theos.
Each your worker.
Yaru Hesum.
And your work, eh?
Yaru to work. Sherlas hair.
Each your worker.
What thirty-three? Estes comende.
Utiende. Good.
Your way, you are.
Working day on Akenham. Earth to lender. Cool Fleech.
And you worker. Sherlas hair.
Come upon it, Charles. Play it in the flesh.
It is Sitha for Actus.
Yes, questo hala.
Off each a guy. Con game day a taker.
Sherlas, your way on Yosemite. Ishala. Each timber of Theos. Sherlas, your way on Yosemite. Sherlas, your way on Yosemite. Sherlas hair. Agnawa. Sherlas der Fendi Hestum. Ishala.
at the front door. Why not? Extra protection.
Look jag vet I ready. Forward fräckes. Mitt valvenes. Nu, Tulkes. Sättet ja.
Jute is not worden.
Att mina word färre.
Got we go.
Yes, sir?
Get ready for Hestes. I shall leda
Yeah, Iaru.
What's their face, eh?
Yarway.
Eat the worker.
Trail born Yaru.
Once this is built, I'll be leveling up to the next stage. While that's being done, I'm gonna have a mouthful of coffee.
Unseelie building.
Yahweh chef.
Toon folk, aren't he ready? I'll read that.
What they up in Heston? What a service, Chapter.
Ja, Beothgard och Hestes, Toon folk. Yeah. You can build it that for they. Yeah. You can have it that I building it on. Each understander. Build end it that right to know. Each way. Beothgard och Hestes, Toon folk. You can have it that I building it on. Yeah. Build end it that right to know. Equal build it that for they. Each understander. Build end it that right to know. Each way that. Eagle have that he building anon. Aye. Eagle build it that for they. Yeah. Eagle build it that for they. Aye.
Look at be ready, Freckis. It is Sitha for actors. Nu, Tulkis, set it here. Andente to serve.
Good swinker at me, mate.
For what the Freckis, mid Balvenes.
And chill here.
It is Sitha for actors. He shall lay. Ut readeth nu, Tulkis.
What needeth be undone? See thee to work. See thee to work. What needeth be undone? Yeah, you're right to done some work, but what needeth work? Yes, see thee to work. See thee to work. What needeth be undone? What needeth be undone? Get it? See thing to work. Oh, you're right to done some. Yes, see thing. What needeth work? What needeth work? What needeth be undone? All's it done. Toon folk already ready. Rita. He'll go and flock of wood. Each understand that. And wet. You'll then need that right to know. Eagle have I that he building it on. Eagle build that for they. Charlie Sweeter, eagle blockade that. He'll then do that right to know.
You're right to done some worker.
See thing to work.
Every charm and tender.
Stirreth out there every chat.
I'll read it.
Building done. It looketh good. Get it to swink it, toon folk. Eagle have I that he building it on. I'll return. This shula who do they, mate? This shula who do they, mate?
That's better. Now they're all grouped together. Okay, let's have a look and see what we can build here, shall we? And what we can upgrade.
Nu, Tulkes, setteth jag att mina word. He shall lay the yaw.
Toonfolk already ready.
Look jag vid I ready, Fräckes. Fortfarande, Fräckes. Mit baldenes. Who's it to servant?
Pardon me. Keep the king in the castle. Keep him safe.
Jipper mig med hästen.
Hjärtat är ready for hästes. It's live to hear it. Alles with it.
The more buildings you have, the more you can build at once. You're not limited to building so many by the building limit. If you have multiple buildings, you can build lots of units at once. Rather than having a 5 build limit, you can have 10.
Beåtgärd och hästes, toonfolk. You go build these up for that. Build them these up right to know.
Am I really going to be able to build it all the way out there? No way.
You're ready to done some work.
In hästen?
Harkenet för hästes! Any anagande to pushen. Herende hästa.
This is man! Und die Arbeitsschule!
Vendes i sanden! Det finns pirater upon us!
Glory and honor! It will held the hair.
Excuse me. Don't mind me.
Freckes, intendeth no.
Site to far. Fere, Tulkas fere.
It is Sitha for Actus. At mina worda, fereth.
The shula do they, mate?
Ut readeth nu, Tulkas.
Tulkas, Ure Hestes.
Kempis, lusted for Hestes. Aggresseth yourself.
That's crazy. We're actually getting away with building this out in the middle of nowhere. Really?
Toon folk, are they ready? You can have it that he building it on. See thing to work at. Over the chat. Intended. There'll be to do.
See they to worker. See to Hestes.
Each understood that.
Build ende that Rita new. What needeth be undone?
Corsa is saddled. Do end me duty. Verende. Ik heb je found at the foe! Elder Ned, stirende nu.
Intendeth well. Hestes.
Get to the ready for Hestes.
Hestes with his reader. Hestes for Allah here.
Aggresseth for Hestes.
Understood. Hestes on commander.
Claude, this is a mickle matter.
For when they we sungus. Get it to swinking, toon folk. You can build that for that. You can have that he building it on. I'll read that. then did that right to know.
Sesja Engineara.
No hestes and on, Tukas.
Steer it away, Alan.
Here's me thinking I completely fucking surrounded it and then walk through the back door. Look at that, really? Wow.
Then they that right to know. Beorhjart og hestes tonfolk. Toonfolk already ready. You can build that for they.
See thee to work, eh?
See the hestes.
Here end day seen Hester.
Mate. Gonna come to someone's door and knock on it. Don't fucking hang outside. Oh, my back. Ugh.
He'll happy that he building a knock.
Get it to swinking, toonfolk.
Wooder is no full mater.
Beorhjart og hestes toonfolk. Aye. Flock end they would, swole het. Eat your way, lad.
Tulkas, Ure Hestes. Sithe to Fana. Harkeneth for Hestes. Seja Engineara.
Look, you'll be ready, Frekis.
Hestes on commander. Intendeth well. Hestes.
Tulkers, ure hestes. Hearkeneth all. Yeah. What needeth be undone? Eagle habe that he building it on. Eagle have that he building anon. Building is that right to know. Intendeth well, Hestus.
Hestus for Allah here.
Reader, away tender Hestus.
Hestus on commander. To win the hit. Harkeneth for Hestus.
Nu, Tulkes, set it here.
Any other guarding to push him? Harkeneth for Hestus. Yeah. To win the hit.
Let's go.
Tulkes, ure Hestus. Fere, Tulkes, fere.
I'm not gonna take over there, these lot are gonna come here.
King Henry's men struck at the French forces and recaptured the town.
Troops.
With the border towns recaptured, King Henry's claim to Normandy faced only one more obstacle: King Louis and his army. In the humble peasants' fields of Bremeux, two kings would settle their claim to Normandy.
Have I done it?
Unwilling to let the English retake their Norman holdings, King Louis sent a counterattack to raise the recaptured town.
Any other gunning to push him?
Fuck it, let's just go. We don't need our king on the battlefield. We'll fuck you up with that.
Far from home, but rallied by their king, the English army forced a French surrender and put King Louis and his knights to flight. With the impromptu battle ending in resounding victory for the English, King Henry had secured his ancestral lands under the English crown.
I did it. I did it, I did it. I think that's the end of this campaign, to be honest with you. I'm not too sure. Let's go back and have a look. Mule, isn't it? Lincoln we're at now, isn't it? The first battle of Lincoln, sorry. Yeah, I done this, so
After England defeated the French at the Battle of Bremule, Normandy was back in King Henry's hands. But 1 year later, his good fortune turned to tragedy. In 1120, his son and heir William Adelin died in a shipwreck. The future of Henry I's kingdom was in jeopardy.
the anarchy.
Henry desperately needed a new heir. With no legitimate sons left alive, he broke with tradition and chose his daughter, Matilda. Henry forced his barons to swear an oath to accept Matilda as queen. But when the king died, they broke their promise. England would not be ruled by a woman. Matilda's cousin Stephen saw his chance and claimed the throne.
But look, Stephen.
The crisis moved to the capital. At Westminster Abbey, Stephen was crowned king, but Matilda wanted what was hers. She was also lining up powerful supporters who would fight Stephen for her right to rule. Their conflict engulfed England in civil war. Fighting raged throughout the land. In 1141, everything focused on one of the kingdom's most strategic cities, Lincoln.
York. Oh, Lincoln.
Matilda's allies had commandeered the castle. But King Stephen was determined to take it back. He besieged the castle. Stalemate. As dawn broke on February the 2nd, everything was about to change. Matilda's
Imagine what they would have done
half-brother,
differently
Robert
had they
of
known the
Gloucester,
future.
raced to break the siege. As Robert's forces approached Lincoln, Stephen's army turned away from the castle to face them. Robert could win Matilda the crown, but only if his army could win the day.
Yeah, I like the detail and the storyline behind this is amazing. So cool. Anyway, I've got things to build, man. What am I doing running through history? I got building study. I know one thing, I need a piss. Toilet break. Right, I'll be back in a mo, people. I'm going to the toilet, alright? Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I needed the toilet. At least I know this campaign finishes in 1217. So I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4 more battles or levels to do before I complete this campaign. But as I said, I didn't say it, but yeah. Hold on a minute. See? Unexpected phone calls.
Robert of Gloucester's forces approached Lincoln. Their task, to liberate the castle from King Stephen's siege. While behind Lincoln's walls, troops loyal to Matilda held the castle for the Empress. First, Robert's forces would stage an ambush to prevent enemy reinforcements from joining with King Stephen's army.
What beath in Heston? It's for this.
Robert's men concealed themselves in a sheltered grove and lay in wait for the enemy.
What now? Send them to Minawekes. What beath in Heston? Hessa Sholandi Iheran. Ich obey thine Hess.
Each sail the boat!
What wilt thou?
Beth not slow. Fiondes onwards! Avoid it!
Ich habe gefound the boat!
Here we for blood on back.
Mit dites ja
Robert defeated the first column of Stephen's reinforcements, but he knew more were on the way.
Schappeth oppe! Estas nu taketh oppe din armes. What wilt thou? Hessa Sholandi I Heren. Jerwe for blood on Baal. What beath in Heston? Send them to Minawek.
Scouter, ready to read.
What wilt thou? It's for Thethin Hess. What beath in Heston? It's sua Hessa aliata.
Oh, fuck off, man.
It's for Thethin Hess.
Backfired, didn't it?
With more of Stephen's reinforcements eliminated, Robert was steadily undermining the siege.
Fereth dworende, men of armies.
Hessa shouldn't be here.
Men of armies, a cretted for store.
Here we for blood on Baal. Send them to Minawekes. It's sua Hessa aliata. Send them to Minawekes. It's to a sua thuhetest.
We haven't been a gun!
What beath in Hest? It's for the finesse. Here we for blood on Baal.
At store! It's to a sua! It's sua aliata!
Robert's men decimated King Stephen's reinforcements and were poised to break the siege. Continuing the push towards Lincoln, Robert sent in a large company of reinforcements to aid his vanguard. To further weaken the siege, Robert would need to cut off Stephen's supplies. He targeted the nearby market town.
Jonas Jare Todor.
Ontifotas, Bereth. Heriende Hestas Lu. Ikanadu.
Ich habe ihn found the boat!
Rallying to Matilda's cause, a large group of knights arrived at Lincoln to bolster Robert's army. With the market town in ruins, King Stephen's supplies began to dwindle. Robert received word that Welsh troops under Matilda's banner were en route to join forces with him. But King Stephen had the roads to Lincoln heavily guarded, and the route was not without risk, even for the hardy Welshmen.
Admina Werder, Fereth.
Making their way to Lincoln, Matilda's Welsh allies were ambushed by the king's soldiers. Robert's men would need to aid the Welsh if they wanted their help in breaking the siege. Joining forces on the road to Lincoln, Matilda's allied troops made for the castle to lift the siege.
What men of armies are beaten?
It is Sitha for actors. It's limit here. Ut read it nu, Tulkis. He shall lay the yard. They are spared. Guarde freques, mit baldenes. Admina Werder, Fereth. Nu, Tulkis, set it yard.
It's liber to hear.
Robert's forces spotted a large detachment of Stephen's soldiers guarding the castle gates. If they hoped to liberate Lincoln, they would need to break the blockade and rout the army.
Yeah, you didn't stand a fucking chance.
Robert's forces scattered the king's army, leaving the gates to the castle unguarded.
Not bad so far, eh?
Get thee ready for Hestes. He shall lay thee out.
Robert's men finally united with Lincoln's garrison. They could now use the castle to strengthen their army.
Oh, yeah.
To lift the siege, they needed to destroy the enemy camps surrounding the castle.
Get thee ready for Hestes. He shall lay thee out. Fortfarande fräckes, mit baldenes. Vid sitter for Atlas. Då kan jag bli
Matilda's forces struck hard, destroying one of King Stephen's siege camps.
See, we don't need the shit from the army. What we got is good enough.
King Stephen's army dwindled as Matilda's forces struck down another siege camp.
See ya.
The king's army was scattered, and those who didn't fall fled. King Stephen was spotted, shielded by his men. To end the siege, Matilda's forces needed to capture Stephen and rout his army.
You have to be ready for Estes.
Matilda's men closed in and finally captured King Stephen.
Yeah, gotcha.
Matilda's forces had won the battle at Lincoln. Victory over King Stephen at Lincoln gave Matilda the upper hand in her fight for the English crown. But in the years that followed, fragile loyalties shifted, and under threat of capture, Matilda was forced to retreat. As her holdings in England came under attack from the king's army, it fell to her son Henry to keep Matilda's claim to the throne alive. King Stephen's army had constructed a fortified perimeter outside the castle, trapping Matilda's men inside. However, reinforcements were on the way from Matilda's son Henry. Her forces needed to hold the walls until they arrived.
See thing to work at. Equal habit that you build them and all. Unseelie building thing. Good swinker, be mate.
Yahweh Shetton.
Anita, what needed? You're right to done some work. That building will be repairaled on. Repairalings are ongoing.
Hoping to claim Wallingford, King Stephen's siege forces launched a renewed attack on the castle.
Building done. It looks good.
Estes for this reader.
Unde averas? The Shulu do they, mate? And Celia building thing. Building done. It looketh good.
Claude, this is a mickle man. It's me, Hester. Saddle whooper, on the ready. And me, Hester. Howdy, hi. Readers is ready for Hester's. Hester's for Allah here.
Hoping to crack the mighty stone walls of Wallingford, King Stephen's forces launched another attack.
Readers is set on ready.
Matilda's forces repelled the attack and held the castle. Matilda's forces held firm against the attack, cutting down the enemy soldiers.
Something to share.
Freckers, intendeth no. That will fail dawn. Come amid May, Freckers. Oh, pretender no! Yeah.
Henry and Matilda's forces struck out at the besieging army, weakening the enemy's hold on Wallingford's perimeter. Matilda's forces received word that Henry's troops were getting closer to Wallingford. Soon the combined numbers of the two armies could tip the scales in their favor. The enemy line wavered as Matilda's forces cut down the besieging army, clearing another section of the blockade.
Here are Hestas. Something to shed, that. Nu Hestas and on, Tukas. For an ende mid-May.
Yes, they met Freckes Haken. Nu Hestas.
Each follow Hestas.
At last, Henry's reinforcements approached Wallingford. United under Matilda's banner, the two armies were ready to engage Stephen's forces.
Get thee ready for Hestas.
It's in Shetenders!
Get thee ready for Hestas. Get thee ready for Hestas. Follow me on the way, Tender. Let us go! Up, Christus! Yeah!
Where are you going, man? Come back, let's play.
Ich liebe to hear it.
No! On the highway!
Second yard. Commitment, stand in the yard! And on it, hear it! Fort Fernandez! Knitters, Inesia is leader!
Matilda's forces overwhelmed the enemy and cleared the castle's perimeter.
Fortwarde Freckes, mit Baldenes! Ich shall lede jou. Look jou wie het ready, Freckes.
Ja, chef.
Alright people, I'm going to end the stream there because it's getting late. I want to go and chill. Thank you very much for joining me, I appreciate that. I'll see you again next time, alright? Look after yourselves and thank you for joining me, okay?
At Wallingford, in the...
Oh look, Dover. I want to see on YouTube if Dover Castle still. I don't think I remember there
Asked to
being a castle
invade
at
by the
Dover,
rebel
but
barons,
there you are.
Prince Louis's French army launched an assault.
Alright, thank you
on the
everyone. I'll
castle
see you
at
again
Dover,
next time, alright? Look after yourselves. Thank you for joining me.
opening a crack in the outer defences.
Good night.